In this video topic, again we'll discuss a very amazing concept of MySQL Stored Procedure, and that is how to use conditional statement blocks like if-else-if-then conditional statement block inside stored procedure. Once we get this concept, so by using this concept, we can add multiple checkpoints inside a stored procedure. So to understand this concept, let's go back to browser. So first thing first, I will go into this database what we had created. Let's click on this users table. Go to structure. Now in these columns, I will add one more column. So add +1 like one column after phone number and the column name something called civil score. Let's say civil underscore score. It is a type of integer and let's say 5 here. It will also accept null value. Let's click on save button. Now successfully inside this users table, we have one more column added called civil score. Let's click on browse. So I will go then for this first user, let's say 900 something a civil score value. Here, let's say 650 and here, let's say 840. Now next, after this, here we have to create a stored procedure. Inside that stored procedure, we have to pass an user ID. So automatically, after getting user ID, it will get the civil score of that user and in return, it will decide that that user civil score is excellent, is an average value or a poor value. So let's create a stored procedure. So I will go and open this SQL tab into a new tab. And here we have to follow the same pattern of code called delimiter dollar. Then here, let's say create procedure. Let's say get civil score data. And here we have in parameter mode, let's say user ID, and it will be type of int. Then here, let's say begin and block dollar delimiter and semicolon. Then I will go into this begin and end block and I will use a variable concept inside the store procedure. So let's say declare variable will be something called, let's say civil data, and it is type of varchar, let's say 20 characters, and the default value I want should be, let's say, not available. And here, let's say length equals to something 35 characters. Now this is like the way to create a stored procedure variable. Something here declare is a keyword, then variable name, its type, and the default value. Then after that, what we have to do, let's say select all from, or instead of all, I want to get only the civil score value. So select civil score from the table called users where the ID equals to and what the ID are getting inside this in parameter mode variable. So here what we can do, I'll use the conditional statement that is if else if then block. So here let's say if. Now next here we have civil score and one more thing, I want to get this data on the base of this user ID, but also I want to store this data like this value into this civil data variable. So here, let's say into civil data, or let's create one more variable here. Let's say declare, let's say civil score value type of int default value equals to 0. Now here I'll store this civil score into this variable. Then after this, let's say if civil score value, if it is less than 500, then like civil data, let's copy set civil data is equals to, let's say poor value. Then here, if I want to put more than one condition, so we can do by using else if here. So if civil score value, let's say greater than 500, but and here, so let's say and civil score, if it is less than let's say 800, so let's add let's say very poor value, then keyword and here let's say set civil data civil data is equals to, let's say, poor value. Here again, let's put else if. I will go and copy this whole condition, or simply let's say civil score value if it is greater than 800, and let's say and here if it is less than 900, it means that then here let's say set civil data civil data is equals to, let's say, average value, and here let's say else if civil score value if it is greater than 900, it means that then here let's say set civil data civil data is equals to, and here we have great value or excellent, we may say excellent value. Now here if suppose we don't have any condition match, so in that case let's say set civil data is equals to no value found. And finally here let's say end if. So successfully, now here we can see that here we have the multiple checkpoints on the basis of this score value what we get from this user ID. So what basically we are doing inside the store procedure, and let's create one more variable here, that is out, and here I will call it as, let's say, civil score label, and it is type of varchar, and let's say here 35 characters. So here we have created a store procedure. Inside this store procedure, we are passing two parameters, that is in parameter mode and out parameter mode. So it means that this is going to store like user ID. On the basis of this user ID, we get the user data like civil score value, and this is we passed like to get the output data of this stored procedure. Then after that here we have created two like stored procedure variables called civil data, which is type of varchar, and a civil score value, which is a type of int. Then here on the basis of condition like our in parameter mode like user ID, here we got the user data like civil score value, and on the basis of that score value, here we have the multiple checkpoints like if less than 500, if the value lie between 500 and 800, if the value between like 800 and 900, and if the value more than 900, so what will be the civil data value. Now, once we do all these things, so what we can do here, so instead of this civil data, we don't want this now because here we have the out variable. So let's copy and put here, put here. Now, in this case, if I go and click on this go button, or before that, let's copy the whole code of this store procedure. Let's go here, open a new tab and pasting it here. Now, what we can do, if I go click on go button, so store procedure created. Let's copy this store procedure name, open this SQL tab. Now here, if I go, let's say call store procedure, and in this store procedure, if I pass, for example, let's say second value to here, and as you know that the civil score value is 650, which basically comes under the second condition, and the value we want something called the poor value. Let's see in return that what basically it is behaving. So if I go semicolon control enter, or simply click on go button, and here we have some error and okay, because we need to pass two parameters mode like in parameter mode it is, and here out parameter mode, so something, let's say civil or user data value, or let's say that set civil data value. Initially it is blank, so let's copy, go here and pass here. So select, and here it is. Now if I go click on go button, and now we can see that the poor value. Now let's pass one more time here. So if I go click on this edit inline, Not here. Click on the SQL tab. Let's say set civil data score initially. Let's say empty value. Call the store processor. Now this time I will pass this one user ID. Let's copy this variable, pass it here so that we can store the score value, and finally let's select as, let's say, score value. If I copy the whole code, let's click on go button, and now we can see that no value found. And why it is happening? Here we have 900. So let's go inside our database, click on routines, click on this edit link, and if I go into this logical body, so okay, actually here we have the 900. So it's better. What we can do, let's say greater than equal to. So in that case, it will return this accident value. Click on this go button. Again, if I go here, click on this SQL tab, paste all those code. Now here, let's click on this go button, and now we can see that excellent value. So here we had seen that how to create a store processor, and inside that store processor how to implement multiple conditions so that we have multiple checkpoints to check a specific value. So successfully, now here we have completed one more logical concept inside this MySQL Stored Procedure course, and that is how to use if-else-if-then conditional statement block. Now in the next video, we'll discuss the amazing concept of switch cases. So friends, I hope that this video also was very important, informative and interesting. So please give us a thumbs up to like this video, subscribe to this channel. Now let's meet to our next amazing video. So for this video session guys, thank you for watching and have a great day.